All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and begin laying down this morning. So if you have a band, a towel, a strap, some kind of belt that you can use, go ahead and grab that. You'll begin by resting on the back, letting that strap rest to your side. Separate your feet to the edges of the mat. Let your arms rest wherever they're comfortable, maybe on your belly or one on your belly and one on your heart. Let your knees collide together in the center. And then just start breathing in through your nose and out of the nose. Big inhale through your nose, letting the abdomen expand like a balloon. And as you exhale, really feeling the navel get heavy towards the spine. 2 more, breath in. And that breath out. Final inhalation here as we cleanse. Take this cleansing breath in. And that big release out. Allow yourself just a couple of inhales and exhales to gather your thoughts, to arrive comfortably in this space. Maybe you begin breathing in and out of the nostrils, constricting the back of the throat, and swinging those legs from right side to left side. As you finalize an inhale and an exhale, you'll allow your spine and your legs to neutralize. Begin to heel toe your feet back towards one another. And on your next breath in, lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. Pull that right knee in towards your chest as you bend it, and then wrap your fingers around that shin bone. Gently guide this right knee in towards your heart, and then extend that left leg out. If it's too difficult, then keep that left knee bent instead, and then begin to flex and point your right toes. Couple of circles with your ankle in one direction and in the opposite direction. And then from here, grab that strap, place it around the ball of your foot. As you place it around the ball of the foot, you'll inhale, begin to extend and straighten that right leg. It doesn't have to be at a 90-degree angle, but you definitely want to feel the lean for the release from the hamstring. Flexing the toes, taking a full breath in here. Allow that tailbone to press and release down towards the end of the mat. You can bring your arms a little more comfortably towards the rib cage if that's necessary for you, if having the arms extended or off the mat doesn't feel comfortable. Make sure you're not hyperextending this right knee, that you have a soft bend, or that you've engaged the quad. You should begin to feel the back side of the body release, as well as the hamstring, the glutes. And if that hasn't occurred yet, just stay here another 2 inhales. Hanging onto the strap with your right hand, take that left hand out towards that left side, maybe palm down to anchor yourself, or if you prefer, palm up for external rotation of your shoulder. You'll inhale, take this right leg over towards this right side, only as far as your body permits. It might be all the way down towards the ground, or it might be at about a 45-degree angle. Gently rotate or spin so that you open up the hip or external rotation of the hip socket. If your left hip is lifted up, then you might have gone too far. So spin the heel once more, but bring this left hip down towards the ground. So the leg can be anywhere from the ground to maybe 25-degree angle. Breathe in through the nose here. And out of your nose. Another breath in. And that breath out. And as we take our next breath in, we'll draw this foot back towards center, switch the grip out. Right hand comes down. And then you'll exhale, take this right leg over towards that left side. Point or spin the toes down, or allow the blade to be parallel to the mat. Try not to stack the hips completely. Do your best to keep this right shoulder down. Allow yourself to release and let go from the midsection. Another 2 inhales here. Inhale, drag this right leg back towards center. Hold onto the strap with both the right and the left hand if you can. And once more, flex that right foot. Perhaps this time you can bring the elbow heads a little closer towards your body so that you can gain or see if you've gained any additional length for that hamstring. A breath in here and a breath out here. And then on your time, release the strap, bend that right knee in towards your body. Hang on to the sole of the foot with both your right and your left hand, bringing this right knee towards this right edge and gently guiding this right foot towards the left side. From there, you can hang on to your foot with your left hand and with that right hand, scoop it underneath, getting into the hip socket a little deeper. If you need to bend that left knee, bend that left knee. Taking one more inhale here. You'll exhale, release, and cross this right ankle on top of that left quad, and then wiggle your hips or the knee right side to left side. Pausing in the center, keeping the sole of that left foot down. Inhale, lift the sole of that left foot up. Take that figure 4 by interlacing your hands around the back of that left hammy. Flex the right foot in a couple of circles if you need to with your left ankle or pointing and flexing the toes. Tailbone is down. If your head is elevated off the ground, then take a pillow or a block or something to support the head so that your neck isn't getting strained. Visualize shooting the tailbone out and down. A soft engagement of the pelvic floor muscle or the perineum muscle. The gravity is doing the rest of the work for you this morning. One more breath in and that breath out. Then on that next inhale, releasing and setting the sole of your left foot down. Cross this right leg over towards the left side, dangle it a couple of times. And then inhale, lift the right and the left knee into your chest. Your hands can rest at your kneecaps until you're able and ready to slide your hands somewhere along the shin bone, flexing the toes and visualizing crossing the shoelace. Guide those knees directly towards the middle of your body or the sternum. If this is too much, soften or soften the flexion of your feet. Taking just 2 more inhales here. As you release that last exhale, go ahead and inhale, extend both right and left leg up towards the ceiling, a few circles with your ankles in each direction. And then exhale, bring those knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around the shin bones or grab your wrists so that you can cradle or bring your legs in. If you're okay, you can lift your head up so that you can tuck the chin towards the chest and find a little bit of rounding through the spine. But if anything's going on with your low back and you're unable to, just keep your head down on the mat and just curl those legs in towards your body. Taking another breath in, letting that breath go. And then inhale, we'll release. And as we release, set the feet down on the mat, bend those knees or keep them bent, and then windshield wiper your legs from right side to the left side. As you take your next breath in, you'll find stillness, and then you'll lift that left leg up towards the ceiling, curl that left knee in towards your chest, wrap your hand around the shin bone. Extend and straighten that right leg whenever you're ready. Flex the left toes, point the left toes in a couple of circles if you'd like. Continue to embrace and hug this left knee in towards the body. One more inhale and exhale, and then grab your strap. And as you grab that strap, place the strap around the ball of that left foot, and then inhale, extend and straighten your left leg up. Remind yourself to be mindful here, so it doesn't have to be a 90-degree angle. It can be greater than or less than, just based on your mobility today. You can pull the strap towards you or slide those elbow heads down towards your rib cage as you flex the left foot, as you engage that left quad so that you have a soft bend in the left knee. Let the tailbone drop down. Hang on to the strap now with your left hand. Take that right hand out towards that right side, palm down to anchor into the ground, and then inhale, spinning the toes open towards that left side. Begin to release this left leg over towards that left edge. The angle is anywhere from the ground to somewhere, foot pointing up towards the ceiling, your choice. What we are trying to do is point the toes down or somewhat down so that we can open up the hip, that external rotation. If you need to place your right hand on that right hip to keep it anchored, you're welcome to. Or you can also lift this left leg up a little higher so that you're not forcing the left leg down to the ground when the body isn't ready for that. So try not to compromise it. Take one more breath here, letting it go. And then inhale, lift and drag, left foot back towards center, switch that grip out. And then when you're ready, spin the toes towards that right side and exhale, begin to release left leg to the right side. Keep the shoulder blades, both of them, down on the mat. Internal rotation for your left hip towards that right side. You might feel it through the outside edge of your shin bone. You may feel it down into the glute. Long inhales, an equal amount of air releasing as you exhale. Another breath in. And that breath out. As you take your next breath in, you'll extend and lift this left leg back up towards the ceiling. Hang on to the strap with both right and left hand just for a moment. Notice what's going on. Softening and releasing. We'll go ahead and bend that right knee, release the strap, pull the knee in towards the body, cross the ankle over. As we cross that ankle over, you'll find that figure four. On an inhale, you'll lift the foot up, interlace your hands around the right hamstring, support the head, support the neck, and draw this right knee in towards your body. Take another inhale here. Let that breath go. And if you still need a little more time here, go ahead and stay as is. But if you're ready to move on, release the interlacing, lowering the sole of that right foot down, cross this left leg over, wiggle or dangle the leg just a couple of times. And then on that exhale, bring the knees in towards your chest. And as you bring those knees in towards the chest, hands rest on the kneecaps until you're ready to slide them down somewhere along the shin bone, down to the blades of your feet. Flex your feet. Bring the knees in, drop the tailbone down. One more inhale. You'll exhale, begin to release. As you release, lowering the sole of that right foot down. Grab onto that left foot with both right and the left hand. Guide the left knee out towards that left side. And if this feels okay, then take that left hand underneath your calf. And then opening up the hip a little bit more. On your next inhale, you'll gently release. And as you release, extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. Take that right leg to meet it. Your hands are going to rest or wrap around the hamstring as you point and flex right and left toes, and trace a couple of circles with those toes in each direction. As you exhale, bring those knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side or roll back and forth. And then meet me in a comfortable seated position, however you see fit for yourself, whether that's rolling to one side or rocking and rolling forward on that vertebrae until you're able to lift up. As you find yourself in this seated position, remove the flesh or the left from underneath the bottom. And then your hands are going to rest at your kneecaps or your shin bones. As we take our next breath in, we'll bend those elbows and send our heart towards that top right corner. Imagine you're tracing a giant circle or you're stirring soup as you come around a few times. Switch that direction out whenever you're ready. And notice if you go a little slower, how you can really feel the length through the side body versus if you go a little faster, or if those circles are really small, maybe take them a little larger today. Taking one more circle in the direction you're in, we'll come into a seated position. As we find that tall seated position, pull your shoulders up towards your ears, breath in. And on that breath out, relax them down. You're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, pull those shoulders up. Stay here. Breathe in once more. And then exhale, drop the shoulder heads down. Last time, pull them up. Stay here as you exhale. Inhale, one more breath in. And then exhale, relax those shoulders down. On your next breath in, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky, palms together, hands come into prayer in your heart space. Inhale, sweep them back up, palms together, hands at prayer. One last time, just bringing that mobility into the shoulder girdle. Palms together for that last time. On our next breath in, we'll extend those arms open out to the sides like a letter T. And as we exhale, right hand is underneath, left arm is on top, either bear hug, or if you prefer eagle arms. Pull the shoulder heads away from the ears, whichever is more comfortable for you. Breath in as you either lift the elbows or the fingertips up, and then breath out as you bow it down. Try to hinge at your waist, bringing those elbows towards the ground. As you bring those elbows towards the ground, reach to the crown of the head, keep the tailbone seated. Inhale, draw the pelvic floor muscle up and in. Use your core as you lift back up. Keep the ribs sunk down, so lower them down. And then exhale once more. Bring those elbow heads towards the ground and steady your belly today. Trying to find a little more flexion. Inhale, pull it all up and in. And one last time, exhale. Keep those glutes anchored. Hinge at your waist, just like you're bowing. And then drop those elbow heads down if they reach. Inhale, we'll rise up. And as we rise up, arms reach up, and we'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, opening the chest. Inhale, lift your arms up, and then exhale, right hand to that right side, left fingertips extend and reach over. Reach through the crown, pull the shoulders back and away from your ears. Inhale, we'll extend and reach that left arm up. Exhale, left hand is going to tap towards that right hand. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, we'll tap down and stay here. On our next inhale, we'll slide our hands all the way around in front of us until that left hand and right hand are towards that left side. And then from here, inhale, extend and reach that right arm up. Exhale, right hand will tap the ground. Inhale, you'll lift it up, twisting through the midsection. Inhale, lift it up. And last time you'll tap it down. As you tap it down, inhale, take the sweep around the front of the mat until you once more come back towards that right side, and then inhale, both arms reach back up. Exhale, those elbows are going to pull down. Inhale, lift the arms back up, and then exhale, side bend towards that left side. As you side bend towards that left side, spread the collarbone open. So visualize your collarbone nice and wide, even if the right fingertips are reaching towards that left edge. Breathe in through your nose here. Breathe out of the nose here. On an inhale, the right arm goes up and 3 taps down. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift it up. On this final one, keep it down. Sweep the hands to the front of the mat until you make your way to the right side. And then inhale, lift that left arm up. 3 taps. Up on the breath in. Down on the breath out. Last time up. And then that final time down until you're able to sweep and brush the hands towards that left side. And then inhale, extend and reach that right arm up. Inhale, both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. And then exhale, those arms come out to the sides like that letter T. Left arm goes underneath this time. Right arm is on top. Eagle arms or bear hug. Round the spine. As you round the spine, breath in. Fingertips up, and then exhale. This time, pull the elbows towards your heart or your belly. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it in towards the sternum or the belly. Inhale, lift it up. Last time, you'll bring it down. And inhale, you'll reach up. Release and sweep those arms up towards the sky. And then we'll exhale, release our hands down to our sides. Send the weight of the body back as your hands anchor behind you. Bring the soles of your feet down. Windshield wiper your legs from one edge of the mat to the opposite edge of the mat. Then returning back to center, you'll keep your feet out a little bit wider than normal. So push or lift your chest up. Drop the right knee over towards that right side. Extend that left leg out and then cross left leg on top of the right. Look over that right shoulder as you're bringing internal rotation to this right leg. Breathe in through the nose here and out. And if this is too much, just let that left leg rest, supporting that right leg. If the right knee can't reach down to the ground, that's perfectly fine as well. You're still getting the internal rotation. If you happen to have that left leg on top of the right, go ahead and release. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, lowering and releasing that left knee down now. And either right leg goes on top, or you'll place that left knee on top of the right, underneath, and then you'll exhale, look over that left shoulder. Try to relax the glute. Flexing that left foot if possible. So the big toe blade is down on the mat. Another inhale here. And that exhale here. And then removing that right foot if it's on the left leg. Inhale, you'll come back to center. Windshield wiper legs, right side to left side. And on your next breath in, palms and fingers point forward. Palms are down, legs go towards the top of the mat. As the legs go towards the top of the mat, shimmy your hips or walk them back. And then find stability, bending the knees. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, pull the ribs down, pull the shoulder blades down. And exhale, forward fold. As you fold forward, your hands can rest anywhere along the thighs, to the sides of the thighs, or even to those toes. Draw a breath in. As you draw your breath in, lift your chest up, pull your shoulders down. And as you exhale, think of yourself bowing down, hinging at the waist, reaching through the crown. If this is too difficult for you, stay up a little higher, bend your knees a little bit more. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. And then inhale, tense your fingertips, start to lift and rise up, slide your hands somewhere until you're in that tall position. Slide left leg out towards that left edge of the mat. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inner thigh. If your right thigh is up, take something to support it. Otherwise, let it rest down on the mat. Begin to spin your body so that you're looking at your left foot, and then inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bow it down once more. Send that right hip back, send that left hip back, and then exhale, finally folding down. If you can grab onto any part of the leg, go for it. And then from there, you'll go ahead and bring this left elbow towards the inside portion of your left leg, whether it's the elbow, the forearm, or if you even have a block and you need to rest the elbow or the forearm on that block, whatever height feels right for you. You'll inhale, extend and lift that right arm up. As you extend and lift that right arm up, continue to feel the length of this right hip. If this right hip is really tight, lift up a little higher. And then extend and reach the right fingertips towards the left foot if possible. Just really getting into the side body. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Look anywhere it feels comfortable for you. Breath in and a breath out. And then on our next inhale, we'll release, extend, and lift both arms back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist open towards that right side. Right hand behind you, left hand somewhere along this right thigh. Allow your thumb to become a little top, like if you're spinning a top, and rotate your fingers to point towards the back edge of the mat, planting that palm down completely. If you have that pillow supporting the right knee, remove it. And then looking forward, press your left fingertips into the ground. Inhale, begin to lift the hips up as you extend and reach that left thumb back. Allow yourself a couple of circles with the shoulder on this left arm if you'd like, or just stay up. Breath in. And on that breath out, we'll release and sink it down. As we sink it down, arms reach up. And this time you're going to fold forward, hinging at your waist, maybe resting your forehead on that block, allowing the body a little bit of release. You can even hang on to this left foot if you need to with your left hand. Just make sure that your toes are pointing up and they haven't internally rotated or they're not externally rotated. They're more on that neutral plane so that we can release that hamstring just a slight bit more. Breath in and a breath out. Another full belly breath in and out. Soft jaw. So if you're clenching the jaw or furrowing your eyebrows, try to relax those features of your face. We'll start to lift and rise up as we breathe in. And as we lift and rise up, this is fire log. So now you're going to allow this right leg to be parallel or perpendicular to the front edge of your mat. And you're going to extend this left leg on top of it. If you can keep it in a box, keep it in a box. But if it's challenging because your hips are tight today, or they're typically tight, then support this left thigh. Wherever you're at, wiggle the hips back, peeling the flesh. On an inhale, fingertips are out to your sides. And on that exhale, you begin to bow down until your fingers and your hands slide forward to your comfort. Once you find your edge, pause there. Your edge might be really quick, and that's perfectly fine if it is quick. If you can come down a little further, exhale, bow it down a little further. Reach through the crown. Maybe use the hands on the elbow, the hands on the kneecaps, or even on your shin bones to reach like you're about to launch yourself off, and keep that tailbone pressed and shooting back and down. Feel your ribs come together, almost like you're wearing a corset or you're corseting the ribs in together. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. Start to begin the lift as you breathe in. Once you breathe in, remove whatever might be in your way. Slide back. Soles of your feet are once more down on the mat, and you'll windshield wiper legs right side to left side. We'll come back to center, and as we return to center, heel toe your feet back towards one another. Extend the right and the left leg forward. Inhale, those arms reach up. Shimmy or walk the hip points back, and then exhale, forward fold. Notice what's going on with this forward fold. Are you able to gain a little more length? Can you reach through the crown of the head versus doming the spine? If you dome the spine, you're going to feel it more along the top of the neck or the neck and shoulders. But if you keep that flat back and try to iron your belly out, you're going to feel it more through your hamstrings and somewhat in that low back. One more inhale here, and that exhale. And then on our inhale, we'll begin to lift and rise up. And once we lift and rise, slide this right foot out to the right edge. Bring the sole of that left foot in. Support the knee if you need it. And if you don't, no problem. Begin to angle your gaze towards that right foot as you inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands towards this right leg. Begin to walk right elbow, right forearm towards the inside portion of this right leg, whatever height you needed, or even just lift your body up if that's necessary today. Make sure the toes are pointing up and that they're not internally or externally rotated. On an inhale, lift and extend that left arm up, spreading the heart open. And then on that exhale, extend and reach the left fingertips towards this right leg. It might look or appear or feel different than the opposite side. As long as you found the edge on each side, then that's where you want to be. Another breath in, opening the heart if you can, and another breath out. And then inhale, we'll release. Both arms reach back up towards the ceiling, and then we'll exhale, twist towards that left side. Left hand is behind you. Right hand is on that left thigh. Now use the thumb once more to open or external rotation of the left shoulder. As you do this, plant the palm down, fingers point back, looking forward. Right hand is in front of you. Then inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze the glutes. And as you squeeze the glutes, lift and reach through this right hip flexor should open up. Any circles with this right arm are welcome or not. One more inhale and then exhale. We release the hips down. And as we release the hips down, we'll slowly begin to bring this right leg and left leg for that fire log. So we bring that fire log, adjust the body, fingertips out to the sides, rocking, breath in. And you've got it. Exhale, bend those elbows, fold down, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Any variation that feels right for you, with or without a block. Keep those legs boxed in if possible. Another inhale or two here for you. Fingertips tint into the ground, and then we'll inhale, lift our bodies up. As we lift our bodies up, remove what might be in your way, slide back, hands behind you, feet come towards the front, and you'll windshield wiper those legs right side to left side. Let your knees fall to one side. Bring your body around as you make your way into that tabletop position. From that tabletop position, shake the bum from one edge of the mat to the opposite edge of the mat. And then big toes together, knees go as wide as you'd like. Sink the hips back and then exhale, slide your hands forward for child's pose as you bow your belly down. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose. Two more inhales if you can. And finalizing that last breath in. As we take our next inhale, we begin to lift back up into that tabletop position, neutralizing those knees, curling the toes under. Exhale, stretch the bottom of your feet. As you stretch the bottom of your feet, press the palms into the mat, a soft bend of those elbows. On your exhale, roll your little toes out to the edges of the mat. On an inhale, pull the heels back in towards center. Roll the toes out, pull the heels back in. Rolling those toes out for the final time. Inhale, roll the heels back in, and then slide the weight of the body forward. If you'd like, lift your feet off the mat. Couple of circles with those ankles in each direction, and then tops of your feet onto the mat. Release and lift that left hand off the mat and just take a few circles with your left hand in one direction and then the opposite. Place that hand back down and do the same thing with your right. Release that right hand down, keeping the tops of the feet like you're on a railroad track. Slide your hips back, and we're taking 3 rounds of roller coaster cat-cow. So on an inhale, pull the shoulders back and down, slide or slither the body forward. Exhale, dome your spine, press out of the ribs, come towards the back of the room. 2 more, inhale. Feel the retraction of your shoulders and then lift up. And then exhale, feel yourself come back. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, we'll neutralize the spine. As we neutralize the spine, come into a still tabletop position. And in this tabletop position, from your head to the midsection of your back, stay neutral. But now I want you just to tilt the pelvic frame forward so that you can really imagine sending the hip points forward, engaging the core, and releasing that low back. So the rest of the body is still neutral with the exception of from that mid back down. On that inhale, you're going to take the tailbone, tilt it up, but the rest of your body is staying in that neutral position. So 2 more times. Exhale. You're looking forward or about 2 feet in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the pelvic frame, bring the hip points forward. Inhale, open it up, let that tailbone open up. Only when it feels comfortable for you, neutralize and wiggle your hips right side to left side once more. On that next breath in, tuck the toes, send the weight of the body back, lift your kneecaps off the mat, and we are tilting up into a downward facing dog so we can visit and notice what's going on with our hamstrings this morning. As you paddle or march your feet out, go ahead and find a little bit of stillness. Press the ground away from you. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Let your head get heavy, and then hollow out those armpits so that you can support the frame. Breath in through the nose here. Breath out of the nose here. Now I want you to slide part of the weight over towards that left foot so that you can lift the big toe as you let some of the weight come over to the edge of that left little pinky toe. Stretching the outside edge of the shin bone or that shin muscle, maybe strengthening the ankle. Come back to center and do the same thing on that right side. More of your weight comes to that right little toe. And then inhale, you'll come back to center. Continue to lift the hips up. Continue to lift the hips up and then press the heart back. On your next breath in, lift your heels up nice and high. Bend your knees generously, looking forward. Begin to walk your feet as slow as you can to the middle of the mat. And once it comes to the middle, you'll slide your hands towards those toes as you inhale, lift up for a halfway lift. On your exhale, you'll forward fold it all the way back down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Soft bend of those knees. You're working with the flexion of the hammies. 2 more times. Lift it up, bent knees. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift up last time. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. On our next breath in, release and circle sweep those arms all the way up towards the sky. Let your palms kiss over your head. And then exhale, your hands come into prayer and at that heart space. Inhale, those shoulders shrug up. Exhale, those shoulders shrug down. Inhale, circle sweep your arms all the way back up. And exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. And this time, as your collarbone is spread nice and wide, I want you to visualize those cat-cows that we did, where we simply tug the frame forward. There you go. And then inhale, lift those arms up, curl the tailbone back. Exhale, forward fold, lowering the palms down to the ground. Step back with that right foot. Release that right knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up for a little low lunge. As we come into our low lunge, we'll exhale, bring both right and the left palm onto that left quad. Send the weight of the body forward so that you can really feel the length through the hip flexor. And then if you'd like, inhale, right arm goes up, right hand will support that left side of your head as you point that right elbow tip up towards the ceiling. And then maybe the left hand comes down to the side, or you can leave that left hand on that left quad. Breath in, breath out. Feel yourself curl the tailbone forward. And then bringing your arm neutral, both arms reach up. We'll exhale, release the hands to frame the front foot. Curling the back toe, lifting that back knee, straighten that front left leg. And as you straighten that front left leg with your right foot, step up a couple of inches and then rock back and forth. As you rock back and forth, you're using the right foot as a hinge as that left leg stays straight. Then inhale, looking forward, tense your fingers into the ground or lift them up if you need to. You'll exhale, hug that left hip back and bow your chest down. If you need a little bit more, bend that knee and then lift the sole of your left foot off the ground, or at least the toes. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out of the nose. spinning the toes out towards that left edge if you'd like, or spinning those toes towards that right edge if you prefer, keeping it neutral. If you have the foot lifted up, lower the sole of the foot down, bend that front knee. Your hands will walk forward. Stepping forward, you'll exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, you'll lift it up halfway. Ribs are knit in, corset them in. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release it down. Keep those palms down on the mat. This time, step back with that left foot. Release and lower the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, you'll begin to rise up into that low lunge. So knee is on the mat or Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, both right and left hand come to that right quad. Once you're here, send the weight of the body forward. Feel the lift as you pull up from the ground and relax the shoulder down. If this is fine with you, inhale, extend and lift that left arm up, bend the elbow, send the elbow head up as you support or cradle your head in the hand. Lower and release, right hand down towards that right side. You've got an inhale here and that exhale. On an inhale, we'll neutralize, both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down, they'll frame that right foot. Curl your left toes, lift that left knee, and then from lifting that left knee, begin to straighten that right leg. Step that left foot a couple of inches forward so you're still like on railroad tracks. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, rock back and forth. Then when you're ready, send the heel on that left foot back. Lift that right foot off the ground or the right toes off the mat as you bow it down. Try to keep a flat back. Maybe send the blade of the little toes on that right foot to the right edge, or spin it over towards the left edge, or just keep it neutral. On an inhale, we'll rise up, lowering the sole of the right foot down, bend the right knee, plant the palms down in front of you, and then this time step back as you exhale into a downward facing dog. On an inhale, you'll roll the vertebrae into plank pose and release to the knees if you'd like. Shoulders pull back, and as you exhale, you'll lower the chest all the way down. Inhale, you'll lift up for a little baby cobra or even sphinx pose if you prefer. Breath into the nose, breath out of the nose. One more inhale. And then exhale, release and lower down. Hands are going to stack in front of you. You'll rest your chin or your forehead down on the stacked palms, bend those knees, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Coming back to center, you'll extend those legs long, slide your palms by your breastbone. Let your forehead rest on the mat now. Pull your belly button up so that your belly kind of suction cups off the mat, and you pull those elbows in so that you lift up to plank on those knees. To exhale, narrow legs for this child's pose. Breathe in through the nose here and breathe out of the nose. On your next inhale, slide your hands by your ears. As you slide your hands by your ears, slowly begin to lift and rise up so that your hips are seated on the heels. As those hips stay on the heels, take that right hand behind you and then inhale, lift that left arm up. Pull and rotate this right shoulder back. And then if it feels okay, half camel as you lift the hips off the heels, reaching them up towards the sky. Exhale, you'll release and lower down. Pull that right and left arm into your belly as you dome your spine, tucking chin to chest. Inhale, neutralize. And as you neutralize, spin and look over to that left side. Let that left palm come down. Maybe you stay right here, but if you need a little bit more, extend and lift that right arm up, thumb back, and then inhale, press the hips forward. Exhale brings you down. You'll bring this right hand and left hand into the belly, and then you'll dome the back. On our next breath in, we'll rise up neutrally, releasing our hands to our sides, sliding the hips to one direction, and from that direction, working the weight of the body back down to the mat or your back onto the mat. Tuck those knees in or let your feet rest down on the ground. Arms come out to the sides. Extend that right leg nice and long. Keep that left knee into your body, maybe even lift it. Take your right hand on that outside edge of your left leg and exhale, twist. Now, if you need a little bit more, curl that right heel towards your body. Lift your head up so that you can see that foot Grab that right foot with your left hand for a little cat's tail. Stretching the quad out, hip flexor. Breathing in through the nose and out of the nose. Begin to release. Those legs extend towards the top of the mat as you bring your back down to the mat. Bend the knee so that you can adjust your body, and only when it feels right. Left leg goes long, right knee pulls into the body. Left hand grabs the outside edge of that right thigh as you exhale. Twist towards that left side. Lift the head, curl left heel towards your frame if you need, and take cat's tail on this opposite direction. As you curl the heel in towards the glute, maybe your foot feels like it's kicking into the hand. There's a little bit of resistance so that you can open up and release the hip flexor and the quad. You'll gently let go, extending both right and left leg towards the top of the mat, rotating so that your bottom is back down to the mat until you can neutralize. Inhale, pulling the knees in towards the body as you exhale. Let it all go, or take a little happy baby if you'd like. And then we'll finalize our practice as we release the feet down to the mat and take 3 inhales and 3 exhales here. As always, if you require a little more time, stay here for 10 minutes. Let this roll, and it'll go off on its own. Otherwise, begin to roll over to one side, lifting up into a comfortable seated position. As you find yourself seated, just take a big cleansing breath in through the nose, close those eyes, and then exhale, fold the body forward, just releasing that low back. Thank you for joining me today. May you have a wonderful day and a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. All right. Bye.